Let's call this meeting, traffic committee meeting up to order. We have approval of the minutes for February 12th, 2019. Are they good?
Good to me.
Okay, so the minutes for February 12th, 2019 are approved. And the old business we have is the approval of road diet on Michelle Street from Glendora to California. That was approved in the February 12th meeting. And also installation of a new traffic signal at Forecastle on Mapuente Road. And that one's going to be a shared signal with the City of Walnut. Now, the new business is there's been proposed for a 2-hour time limit parking on Garvey Avenue South on the Sunset Bridge, underpass bridge. And the reason behind that is the owner of the proposed bakery, or the future bakery, wants that to keep it open to the public so they could utilize the parking and not have any employees or even carpool drivers to park there. And that way they occupy the space the whole day. So if we have any comments from our audience, if they want to input on this issue, you could.
Don't know if you have questions.
Yeah,
No, I don't have any questions, but you guys might have questions. But our intent is basically what you read. It's just to be able to keep those spaces available for customers. We've already made arrangements for where employees should be parking. And we just know parking for customers and the public's what's the premium. We've been coming here quite a bit during the construction. I've never really seen your daily commuters parked here. I think the majority of them are parking behind the Sears Automotive.
Okay.
So you're with Porter, right?
I'm with Corliss.
Yeah. There is the parking there for customer in the back and all?
Yeah, there is.
There is?
There is, yeah.
And this will become the preferred parking?
You know, one of the
if I'm coming to Porto and I want to pick up a cake, I would probably, or pick up a food, whatever, I prefer to park right there and just walk to Porto. I wouldn't want to go to the parking lot.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think it's going to be one of a desired place. I mean, it fits better for customers parking. I can probably voice it that way. One of the things we did with building and safety, was it your department is engineering or building and safety? But we did change the address. The old building there was 1360 West Garvey, and we changed it to a Sunset address. So that, one of the reasons for that was everybody uses their GPS now to get places. So we're trying to, I think the south and north was our first concern. That creates some confusion. And then we also felt it was better to get the traffic to come. We have 2 lanes and they have more room to queue and come in. So majority of the traffic we expect, and we don't know until it opens, should come in off Sunset Avenue.
The only people they'll enter to the back is people that know the area.
They might.
The residents,
they
yeah.
might. But we'll have, especially on the weekends, we'll probably have parking ambassadors, and some of the bakeries we do even have valet service. But the idea for us is to get the traffic to flow. What we don't want is for traffic to queue and people are waiting to get in and out. So since the majority of the parking is behind, the bakery, we would like that, and we would expect that that's where the traffic is going to come in for customers.
Yeah.
So then what we don't want is for employees that are going to be sitting 8 or 10 hours occupying those spaces that could be used by customers.
But here are my concerns. It's an angled parking, and the operating, let's say, requirement is for them to back and then move forward towards the mall. Here are the complaint that's going to come later on for us to resolve, that folks are coming out, but they're turning the other way in order to go that direction, whichever direction you want to call it, west.
That they'd be coming in through through the front or through Sunset coming out to Garvey and it's doing U-turns?
No, I'm just concerned that when they go into the parking in an angled form, the proper procedure is to back up and then go straight
Right.
towards the mall.
Right.
So a lot of people will then do opposite. What they do, they back and then start turning this way and go west.
The Minka
Correct.
Yeah,
U-turn.
no, I know what he's saying, because I park there and I pull out too. When I park out and I pull out, I usually go into the mall.
Because
and
you
I'll turn
work
around.
here, that's your establishment.
No, but I know
for the
it's-
customers that they come in and they're in rush, they're coming from the west, from that end, they come in, going in there and they're not gonna
No,
be.
It's a valid concern, and is that gonna happen occasionally? Probably. I mean, I see things happen at all the stores, but that's why you have the striping and postage to avoid that, and that's why we have enforcement. In the Downey, when you enter at our Downey location, if you're coming up Downey Avenue off Firestone, kind of going north, there's a driveway where you're not supposed to make a left-hand turn, it's a solid yellow. I mean, you see people do it all day long.
No, there are reasons that I'm bringing these things up.
Okay.
There are reasons for it, you know. I'll bring it to your attention what it is. And the other things is that the visibility is limited for the folks that they're coming out of the city parking. If you have one of those careless drivers backing quickly and all of that, we may have an issue there too. So with that, I'd like to propose a condition where if we feel that we're creating unsafe condition, we would, have to change it to something else, to implement a measure which would eliminate the problem.
Listen, we're 100% in agreement with you. I mean, we're concerned about the safety and the welfare. So, I mean, if there's issues that arise, I think we should sit and see what we can do to mitigate them. We feel the same way. Actually, everything we're doing is to help avoid that. That's why we even wanted the traffic to come the other way, because we just didn't want a long line of cars queuing that way.
Yeah, I just want to reduce,
Yeah.
The problem and headache for both city, the police department and myself and everybody else.
Agreed. We want the customers that come in to have a safe and a pleasant experience. I mean, and that's what we concern ourselves about the parking. So safety is an aspect of it. So I think we're all on the same page. And just one last comment there. I mean, we've reached out to the police department and a lot of the departments. I mean, we want to work in concert. We don't come into any community not thinking that we're a part of the community. We're quite the opposite. Well, we know we're going to be there. We know we're going to have an impact. We always want to be, we never want to be part of a problem. We always want to be part of a solution. So we're on the same page.
I apologize, I came in a little late. I'm working,
Sorry.
I'm covering 2 duties, my
Oh,
regular
geez.
traffic duty, but I'm also working patrol, so
Are you
my
really?
apologies of why I'm late. So I did come in a little bit late.
Yeah,
I'm assuming we're talking about the Portos.
We're
parking
Porto's
lot?
parking, yeah.
Okay,
So we're limiting that parking area at the bridge to 2 hours.
okay.
That's proposed. So
Yeah.
any comments on that, or?
I didn't hear, it sounds like you're in agreeance or not in agreeance, or? do you-
No,
Oh,
we actually, we're.
They proposed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're talking about the 2-hour parking that's just west of the location on South Garvey?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and those angled parking
I would assume
spaces.
that most people are not waiting or staying there for 2 hours. They're in and out probably within an hour at breakfast or lunch or whatever, and then they're leaving anyway. Yeah, I don't have any opposition to
Okay,
that.
cool. So, any, I want to say, approvals on this? Everybody has any?
Yeah, I just move to approve it with the condition that if we feel become an unsafe operation, we would then
Okay.
look at it and
We'll revisit it.
revisit it, basically, to make it safe for everybody.
Any second, or,
I'll second that.
okay, everybody in favor? Say
Yes.
aye. Aye. So it's approved, 3-0. Gotta go to council on next meeting for approval, then we'll put the slides up.
We're good. I understand.
Good?
Yep.
Okay, second new item is also a time-limited parking. And this is at the Colony, which is located at 301 South Medora Avenue. When this project was initially proposed, was the parking in front of the commercial retail spaces were going to be limited to permit parking or time-limited parking because they didn't want the residents to utilize those parkings for their own. But now since we have new retail people are going to rent those areas, they're requesting that these spaces be limited to 2-hour parking between the hours of 6 a.m. and 10 p.m.
And is it going to be posted, recommended 2 hours for customers only, or do you know what the verbiage would be? Or
It's
is it
going to
just
be
2 hours only?
2-hour parking only between 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
How many, what's the length of it? I mean, what are we talking about?
I didn't actually measure it.
It's basically from Walnut Creek Parkway to the Lakes Drive, so it's less than probably a full block. Have you been to there? There's
It's just
basically
right
it's an apartment complex, and then at the very lower levels is
Retail.
like storefronts.
Yeah.
What businesses are going?
Right now, there is going to be a hamburger place there, Burger M, I believe it was.
Burger Iron.
And then there's another, it's a drink place, boba place.
Okay.
So
Boba?
boba,
Or
the drinks, yes.
So
Okay.
typically those
So
would be kind of your
Pretty
in and
fast,
out,
yeah, in and
2
out.
hours.
Yeah, and they figure 10 p.m. because that way they may be open. They close at 10, the burger place. So that way the residents, if they want to park, they can park there afterwards.
Okay, now this 2 hour would be for 24 hours, 2 hour?
It's 2 hours between the hours of 6 a.m. and 10 p.m.
6 to 10. And then weekend,
This is every day,
every day?
every day.
Including Sunday?
Yes.
Okay.
And besides, too, in those areas of the restriction, there is no residential, it's all commercial. So I don't think it should affect the people that live in the complex.
Yeah, the majority of the structure that when I drive through there, it seems like they have ample parking inside there.
Oh, yeah,
for,
there
for
is.
the residents. And I don't believe they have full occupancy there as well.
Yeah, they're pretty much full. I was talking to the owner, he says they're 92% capacity. So they're pretty well leased out.
Okay.
So any objections or any comments besides
No.
a motion to approve?
What is the, is there any posted hours on the adjacent businesses on the inside of Glendora for all the other businesses?
Yeah, there's a restriction on there. It's also 2-hour parking in front of the businesses on East Glendora, I believe it is. Only because of the theater.
So it's basically consistent on the east side, and now it'll be the same on the west
Right.
side? Okay. I'm in agreement.
Okay. So everybody,
Me too.
you guys agree, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so approved. Next item is, any comments from the committee members? Any issues that you want to bring up?
No?
No, but I'd like to speak with you after. the
Sure.
meeting regarding.
Okay, so motion adjourn?
So be it.
I agree.
Okay. Meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.
We're done.
We did the-